Good morning, my dear students. In today's lesson, we are going to study an important topic, that is phrases and clauses from chapter 10. Okay, we are going to talk about a difference between a phrase and a clause because both of them are group of words. Okay, phrases and clauses are both a group of words, but they each do different things. Okay, so let's break that down. First, we will study what is a phrase. Okay, phrase is a group of words and it acts like a single part of speech. Okay, but it's not. It will never be a full sentence because phrases don't have both a subject and a verb. So phrase can never be a sentence. Okay, some example of phrases are loud and clear. Okay, so this is a group of words that ultimately behave like a noun. Okay, then there is an adjective phrase in the evening. Okay, so that is a prepositional phrase that is behaving like an adjective. Then the other one is for 20 days. Okay, which behave like an adverb. So we have a noun phrase, okay, adjective phrase, and an adverb phrase. So none of these things can be sentences, but they all act like parts of speech. Okay, meanwhile we have a clause. Okay, means a clause is a group of words that can be a sentence. Okay, but it is not always a sentence. Okay, the difference between the phrases and clauses is that clauses do have both a subject and a verb. Okay, so it can't be a phrase because a phrase is just one part of speech, but a clause always has a noun or pronoun component and a verb component. Okay, so a clause could be a dependent clause, okay, which can stand on its own. For example, the wizard who casts a spell. Okay, right, that can't be its own sentence, but it's got a lot going on, so that's not a sentence, but it can also be independent. Okay, so if we say the wizard casts a spell, okay, that's also a clause. Okay, then let's just test a couple of things and see if they are phrases or clauses. Okay, the falcon soared majestically. So this is a group of words. Okay, and we have got that falcon here. Okay, that's a noun phrase. Okay, that's behaving like a part of speech. So I know that this definitely has a phrase in it, but is it just a phrase on its own? Okay, I guess I would have to say no because it goes this verb soar. Okay, and this adverb majestically. Okay, so falcon soared majestically, I would have to say this is a clause. Okay, and that's not only a clause but its own independent clause. Independent. So it can be its own sentence within a period, right? So let's get a little bit of a George Harrison in here. While my gator gently weeps. Okay, so we have got a subject in here, my gator. Okay, and a verb weep. So we know it's a clause, right? But it begins with this word while. Okay, which is I think is a subordinating conjunction, so this would be actually a dependent clause. Okay, but it is a clause, so these things could not be a sentence on its own. Okay, now the next example is the best ham sandwich in Timapur. Okay, is this a phrase or a clause? This is a phrase. Okay, why is that? We don't have a verb, that is all a subject, and we have got the best, so here the best. Okay, now so we have a kind of got this superlative thrown in there, but it's all modifying ham sandwich. Okay, right, it's actually all modifying sandwich because it's the best ham sandwich, and then we have got this other prepositional phrase that also modifies sandwich, so that's a phrase. Okay, next example is under the ocean blue. That this is a phrase. Okay, well, again, we don't have a verb, So we have got a subject, the ocean. Okay, the ocean, and we have under. Okay, that's a preposition. All right, so we have a kind of a direction and a subject. We have a direction and a place, but we don't have an action. Okay, and that would make it a phrase and not a clause. So phrases are group of words that act like parts of speech. So this one, for example, is an adjectival or adverbial phrase. So we don't know, because we don't know what it's modifying. And this is one, okay, is a noun phrase. The best ham sandwich in Dimapur, it's behaving like a noun. And clauses are a group of phrases that have a subject, okay, and a verb. So while my gator gently whips, okay, there's a gator, right? What is it doing? It's whipping. Okay, so we know it's a clause. Okay, so that's a is a phrases and a clauses all about.